Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. In this video, we're diving into a company that's had a bit of a roller coaster ride recently. We'll uncover listing troubles, auditor changes, and what it all means for the future. It's like watching a suspense movie where you're not sure if the hero will make it out okay. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below, where you can discuss these filings with others. Today we're looking at a Form 8K filing from Wetouch Technology Incorporated. This is basically a current report company's file to announce major events that shareholders should know about quickly. Think of it as a corporate emergency broadcast system. The date on this report is June 26, 2025. One of the first things that jumps out is that Wetouch received a letter from NASDAQ, the stock market. NASDAQ basically said, hey, you haven't filed your financial reports on time, and this can create some issues. The specific rule they broke is NASDAQ Listing Rule 525 SEC MC. When this rule says companies need to file those regular financial reports with the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, on time. These reports are things like the annual report called a 10Q, where Touch missed the deadline for their annual report for the year ending December 31, 2025. That's basically like forgetting to turn in your homework not once but twice. This rule says companies need to file those regular financial reports with the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, on time. These reports are things like the annual report called the period ending March 31, 2025. That's basically like forgetting to turn in your homework not once but twice. The good news is that NASDAQ gave Wetouch a bit of a break. They granted an exception, which is like a temporary pass. Wetouch has until October 13, 2025 to get back on track. To do this, they need to file all those missing reports, which are the annual report for the year ended December 31, 2024, and the reports for the quarters ended March and June of 2025. It's like they have a limited time to catch up on those assignments. Now for another big change. Wetouch is switching accountants. On June 27, 2025, the company's audit committee decided to fire Enromele and get a new independent accounting firm. Enrome was hired as their accounting firm about a year before in May of 2024. However, Enrome didn't actually issue any official reports on Wetouch's financial statements and never disagreed with any past management decisions. So there wasn't any bad blood reported there. The company mentioned that during Enrome's time as their accountant, there were no disagreements or reportable events related to accounting practices, financial disclosures, or auditing procedures. Basically, nothing major happened that would require special reporting. Wetouch gave Enrome a copy of what they're saying in this public announcement and asked Enrome to write a letter to the SEC. In that letter, Enrome needs to say whether they agree with Wetouch's statements or not. We're expecting to see this letter as an update to this filing soon. Basically, it is required for legal reasons, so Enrome can't say later the filing was incorrect. Now let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Wetouch Technology is facing a bit of a challenge. Listing compliance issues can scare investors, and switching auditors can sometimes raise concerns. On the other hand, Wetouch secured an extension when failing to file their reports on time, which shows they are being proactive in solving issues. However, the underlying issue of missed financial reports needs to be addressed quickly. Investors want to see accurate and timely financial information. I do not have access to Wetouch's financial numbers as they have not filed their overdue reports. I'm keeping in mind that numbers can be manipulated to show whatever the company wants to show, so it's important to understand what the numbers really mean. Alright, that's our breakdown of Wetouch Technology's latest filing. What's your take on these events and what do they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.